Welcome to Final Stand. My name is Matt Wallace. This is the place where you can get all of your crypto updates, news, information, and everything in between. Make sure that you subscribe with the notifications on. We have over 500,000 followers on Twitter, verified account. I talk to some of the highest profile people in all of cryptocurrency in the entire finance world, and I get the inside scoops, the information, the news, everything you need to know, and I can give it to you right here in a concise and easy to understand format as we talk about what's happening with Dogecoin and how we now have one of the biggest people in crypto who is predicting Dogecoin is going to fall below 3 cents. Now, going to fall below 3 cents. Now, this is something that we've had multiple people saying for a while. He also thinks Bitcoin could fall below 15K, but this one is perhaps the most striking because Dogecoin would have to fall in half. It would be one of the biggest crashes we've seen in a very long time for Doge, from 6 cents now to under 3 cents. As you come to live, yes, you're welcome to take a second to press that like button. LOL, stream prob, says Ryan. I know. Come on, Wi-Fi. It's always after me. It is what it is. Maybe Bitboy himself came and shut it down because I was saying I disagreed with his prediction here. But yeah, Bitboy Crypto, that's the name of the guy. He's a cryptocurrency YouTuber. You probably have heard of him before. Maybe not. And he's been saying for a while now that he believes cryptocurrency is not at the bottom yet. He is calling an even bigger bottom signal than what we have seen really most experts saying. And the reason for his prediction is based solely or almost exclusively mainly on what we have seen in the past for cryptocurrency. Now, let me go ahead and delete this from I just deleted the first iteration of this stream, but now we're on to the normal one. Bitboy Crypto has been saying that it's going to fall as a result of looking at the previous cycle that we saw for cryptocurrency, seeing what it did, and he's predicting based on that we're going to see another big fall here, but I'm going to show you exactly why he's wrong. So the first reason why Bitboy Crypto is wrong on this prediction is because we are seeing way more of a bottom signal than we have in the past for cryptocurrency. You can see right here on the chart, if you're watching live on YouTube, you see this. I'm also technically on Twitter Spaces as well. You can't see the chart there, but basically what it shows is over the last 4 months on the month candle chart, we see cryptocurrency through the lens of Dogecoin being very flat, and we are not seeing very many bottom signals at all in Bitcoin or in Ethereum that are nearly as strong as Dogecoin. Now, we are seeing bottom signals in Bitcoin and Ethereum too, but really arguably the strongest bottom signal of any cryptocurrency is Dogecoin right now. And the month chart is, I think, the best indicator of that because it kind of zooms out of the craziness and the volatility and just shows the overall trend, which is a very, very, very clear flat line here. Almost to the point where you could skate over it. Not quite. I mean, there's a little bump right there, but it's very flat, and it also is directly on par with what we saw previously with cryptocurrency through the lens of Dogecoin right here, where Dogecoin had a bunch of resistance around this level. We've seen huge amounts of resistance between 5 and 6 cents, so the idea that it could fall further than that is far-fetched and unlikely. Now, the second big reason why Bitboy Crypto is wrong on this prediction is because we are seeing way more people who are holding cryptocurrency than we did during the last cycle. Now, that does add some level of stability to the price action because a lot of people holding means a lot more people who are going to buy the dips and a lot more people who are going to be energetic about it. So when we have way more holders of Dogecoin here than we did here, and yet the same price, it's way less likely that we're going to see the bottom signal be even further down than 6 cents. There's a reason why crypto is even up 2.7% today through the lens of Dogecoin. We're seeing the entire crypto market going up a little bit today, not too shabby, as Bitcoin up 1.8%, Ethereum up 3.6%. So not a bad day at all for cryptocurrency. Dogecoin 2.7%, even Polygon Matic is up 10%. It's trying to catch up to Dogecoin here. Nice try, Polygon. You're still 600 bill behind. Good luck. Not so fast. And I will say, Bitboy Crypto, I do consider him to be a friend. I have been to a studio multiple times. We text back and forth about various things. And so I do like Bitboy Crypto, but when his prediction is something that I disagree with, I will, of course, say it, and especially because there's an article that came out about it. Now, if he just tweeted it, maybe we wouldn't have mentioned it, but because Analytics Insight picked up his prediction in an article, I figured maybe more people would see this prediction, and it makes sense for me to come in and give my 2 Dogecoins about it, which is, of course, better than my 2 cents. My 2 cents are cool, but my 2 Dogecoins is worth way more. Way more. But crucially, Armstrong also suggested the bottom came 12 months after the previous all-time high. This would mean that right now, it is potentially time for crypto prices like Dogecoin and Bitcoin to fall another further 50%. We're also seeing Bitcoin hoverboard bearish range 6,000 to 7,000 in 2018. That's what he was talking about. And then it fell down to 3,200. So he was referencing that, saying that we could be in a similar position where Bitcoin and cryptocurrency could fall in half. But once again, those 2 reasons I just cited are why I do not think that is the case. And you don't have to worry. your booty as much. You can wear your other parts of your body, but don't wear your booty. Your booty is perfectly safe and fine. Protect the booty at all costs. That's the best part. Name a better part of the human body than the booty? There is no better part. It is, of course, the glorious tuchus that I am very, very, very pleased to call my favorite part of the human body, especially when it comes to, my wife. I mean, what is that bad to say? I'm not allowed to say that. Honey, did you hear that? There's no way she could hear me. She's literally in a different building. So she's in a different building right now. How could she hear me? I don't know. Maybe somehow. We'll see. My goodness, a lot of stuff to talk about today. We also have this stealthy crypto hedge fund, Edge Capital, raises $66.8 million. I have to say, this is probably one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen. I cannot believe that the audacity they had to do this. It's just, I mean, it literally breaks me to my core to see this article. I hate this so much. Probably one of the worst articles I've ever seen in cryptocurrency. The fact that they did this, the idea of raising $66.8 million is truly horrendous. And I think if people aren't already arrested as a result of this, they need to be. And the reason why this is so horrendous and so terrible is because all they had to do is raise just a couple million more, and they would have been 69 million. My goodness, how could you? How could you? Stealthy crypto hedge fund, Edge Capital, raises 66.8. You're so close. You just needed a little bit more. You could have done 69 million. Now, in reality, though, this is actually a pretty dang positive article for cryptocurrency. They're not just interested in Bitcoin. DeFi as a whole, as a space, they're interested in investing heavily in the future of finance, in the future of small cap coins. This is a signal that you can get rich in cryptocurrency during the next run. This is a signal that a lot of people believe that, which is a signal that's true. This is a double signal of a signal of a signal, which is then signaling the signal to the signal after signaling that signal on signal. And if you use the signaling messaging app, then you're going to have an extra signal of that signal before signaling that you should turn on the notifications and subscribe to this channel and press like button if you want. Oh my gosh, I don't even know where I was going with that. But US-based Edge DeFi Fund LP raised $28 million from 8 investors since sales opened February 1st. Now, this coming in at a massive increase on that note. So they're going to be heavily putting money into this. A lot of big investors betting on this. And there's a reason why. And that reason is, of course, a positive one. Wow, good. That's why I get paid the big bucks for, to say the reason's a positive one. What great insight. Here we go. Here's some actual stats and facts. Moving on from my obvious insight there. Pipe utility gas service in just 1 month is up 2.9%. Think about how crazy that is. For your gas to go up 3% in a single month? That's a lot of money. It really is. Fruit and vegetables, 1.6% a single month. Motor vehicle maintenance and repair, 1.9%. These are all important things that people need. Food away from home, plus another percentage in just 1 month. Now, if we continue seeing rates like this, we're looking at, for some of these things, an inflation rate over 12%. If piped utility gas continues at this rate on a month-over-month basis, we're looking at over 30% per year inflation of gas. That's insane. I mean, how can you possibly allow something like this to happen? Now, I don't understand. The government should be spending every single cent it has, additional or not, on helping to pay down the debt and get inflation under control. The fact that there's even any consideration of anything else at this point just suggests that people still think that La La Land is the place to be with the U.S. economy, where somehow there's just magical money to infinitely spend on everything, and anyone who disagrees with you spending that money is just a terrible person. They're awful. When in reality, there is no money to spend. That already happened. That was already the mindset. Oh, we don't have money, whatever. We need to spend anyway, so let's do it. They already did that. So now where are we? Now what's the position we're in? We're in a position where we could be about to see 30% per year inflation on some things. We already have seen that on some things. Cars, used cars going up massively. A lot of people buying used cars to get transportation to and from work. So there's very important things that people need, and the economy is taking a huge hit from it. Now that's where cryptocurrency comes in. You can hold crypto and not have to worry about the government doing a terrible job because they don't have control over it. They cannot print more cryptocurrency. They cannot spend your crypto on things you don't want them to. Now, inflation is basically just a tax. It's another tax. When the government says, oh, well, we don't have enough money to do this program we want to do. Okay, then let's just print more of it and use that. That's the same thing as raising your taxes. There's no difference. It is an illusion. The government is continuing to do a terrible job running things. All they have to do is hit home runs with innovation, sell products to the world, make money from that. All these other countries are doing a terrible job running their economy. That's the only thing that's even bailing the US out at all. If the US wanted to, though, they could run leaps and bounds around other countries relatively easily. They could do that right now if they just simply take steps to stop inflation from being too crazy, to stop overspending, and put the U.S. economy in a position where we're making enough money and innovating and selling things to the world that the world wants and needs. When we are running at that capacity and when we're bringing a lot of cash as a country, that's going to lead to prosperity. That's going to lead to the ability to spend a lot of money on these social programs that we want to spend money on, and on things like the military and other things like that. Yeah, it'd be great to spend infinite money on all those things, but you have to get the money first, or else you're going to have the tax in the form of inflation, which is the worst thing you can possibly imagine. You have to pay for everything the government does. That's what a lot of people don't understand. It's very expensive, and not only that, but there could be severe consequences in the form of a major economic crash in the United States that would then lead to all of the social programs that were starting to build some momentum because the money that was put into them, that was printed, losing all momentum and then being erased as if they had never existed in the first place, to the point where those people are now in a worse position than they were before. So it's kind of crazy just how bad this can get, and how not a lot of people seem to be understanding that or trying to fix it to any degree whatsoever. As we look at Dogecoin right now, you can see it is still trying to break out a little bit here. Nothing too crazy, but we did see a nice size run for Dogecoin over the last little bit, and it's continuing to try to do that. Hopefully, we're not far away from the next major Dogecoin breakout. I'm predicting that within the next few months, we are going to see one of the craziest runs we've ever seen for Dogecoin before the end of the year. The moon landing is not far away from happening, and there's all other multiple major news announcements that are coming that a lot of people don't even know about. You probably have never heard of it. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. I don't know. There's some behind the scenes stuff is what I'm saying that's coming for Dogecoin within the very short near-term future that is going to lead to major optimism and major increased energy for the coin. Will that lead to price action? There's a very strong chance. The safe bet is a yes, it will. Take a look at this. You can see the transactions also. We continue to see a number of bumps in this, oftentimes due to Elon Musk and acceptance. As he just had a product sell out, a lot of people buying that in Dogecoin. So as long as these transactions continue to rise, that is going to be probably the biggest indicator of the next major spike here. When it comes to transactions specifically in the form of sending Dogecoin to buy things, once those start to increase and people start to use Dogecoin for that, have Dogecoin in their account that they're ready to spend, that is going to be when people start to accumulate at a level and they want to buy more of it. That's going to cause the price to just go crazy relatively soon here, especially as the Bitcoin starts to gain some momentum as well. Customers battle, though, to regain billions in Bitcoin that the DOJ recovered in its largest seizure of stolen crypto. So take a look. Those are the two criminals, the bad guys. I mean, mugshots make people look way worse. That's just the truth. I mean, look at them. They look worse. And I will say, Bitboy Crypto in his mugshot, actually, he looks decent. I mean, it's not, you know, it's compare. He actually, you can tell there's a difference. Look at that. So these people, they look guilty. Bitboy Crypto just looks tired. He's like, all right, I've had enough of this. And take a look at this. Bitboy Crypto, I thought this was kind of crazy. So people had been attacking him for the fact that he had a mugshot when he was 23. People have been coming after him, saying bad things, trying to call him out. But ironically, Bitboy Crypto actually benefiting to some degree from this. People don't really have much of a case against him. I mean, think about it. In 2006, he ran a red light. He had possession, and he also had a DUI. Now, the third one is obviously the worst one of those three, but at the same time, it's more important what you do after that than it is what happens in result of it. Now, he didn't hurt anyone. Nothing happened. He was just simply arrested for those things. And now Bitboy Crypto is saying, dang, I've looked everywhere for my mugshots. I thought they had been wiped from the interwebs. That was 1.5 years ago. Before my overdose, I was in a coma for 3 days. ICU, woke up sick of that life. So I got help, he says, 2 years of rehab and now 15 years sobriety. I'm proud of this. I have to say that's a very, very, very strong case. I mean, it's inspirational, actually. It really is. I mean, it just shows you, no matter what position you're in, you can get out of it, you can get better. The fact that he's been sober for 15 years, I think it's admirable. And I don't think it's fair to go and judge people for their past, especially if it's this long ago and they've changed since then. A lot of people seem to have criminal records that you don't even know about. But at the end of the day, as long as someone makes real efforts to become a better person and they go away from those things, that's the entire point of the justice system. That's the justice system working, and it becomes inspirational rather than a hit on the record, which is why this tweet got so many likes in comparison to the tweet calling him out, basically only getting 1,000 likes. So he like ratioed it by a magnitude of 7 times approximately. You actually thought posting this was going to make me look bad. LOL, my retweet is going to be the most viral tweet ever. Well, not quite the most viral ever, but yeah, it's doing pretty well. I appreciate you. Hope people aren't too hard on you. I love telling the story and helping others who struggle with addiction. So I mean, that seems to be pretty much the overarching sentiment, and Bitboy Crypto seems to be absolutely winning the battle of public persona in regards to this. So I just went on that quick tangent real quick because I thought it was kind of an interesting story, and I think people are especially hard on crypto influencers during the bear markets. But at the end of the day, the bear market is when you should be actually working with crypto influencers. It's easier to access them and do cool projects with crypto influencers because they're going to be the people that have the most influence, especially during the next major run, and they're going to see a ton of capital and a ton of money going in through what they say. So try to partner with influencers right now. Try to make sure you are set up yourself to position the best for the next run to make the most money possible, and also maybe help people too. Well, why not, right? You want to help people make money, the two good things there. But anyway, in regards to this, so we have billions of seized Bitcoin connected to the hack. When the Justice Department announced its seized billions in stolen crypto earlier this year, it seemed like great news for victims of the hack that drained around 70 million from customers' accounts on the Bitfinex trading platform in 2016. It was the biggest relief of my life, says Frankie Cavazos. And this, by the way, is a very recent article, just came out. Over the course of the last 6 years, the value of the stolen crypto has skyrocketed. At the time of this hack, a single Bitcoin was worth less than $1,000. Today, it is trading for around $20K. So think about how crazy that is. But here's where it gets even, I guess, perhaps more intense. Now, this is an even sinister angle, arguably, where we're now seeing them not even wanting to give customers back the amount they received. Now, they did give them back tokens at the time, which were pegged to the dollar, but a lot of people sold those immediately. And so one guy says he was given the $1 cryptocurrency pegged to BFX token. And then immediately when he tried to sell it, here's what he says. Rafael Belina, who had 91 Bitcoins on the platform, said, I sold those tokens as fast as possible immediately when they became available, and I was only able to get 25% of their value. So those are the tokens that were given to him by the crypto exchange that was hacked as payment for what happened. Now, I understand at that time they didn't have the money to pay it, so that's one thing. But now that they've recovered it, they do deserve to see a percentage of that, if not the whole amount, arguably. I mean, now, there's different ways to look at this. I mean, yeah, you can say, okay, these people may have sold as it went up higher. They probably wouldn't have held all the way to 20K, this and that. There's some arguments that could be made, but at the end of the day, that's a lot of money recovered, and people do need to be getting some of it back, if not more than some of it, depending on your opinion there. By the way, thank you, Deontay, for the super chat. I appreciate that coming in. Incredible, he says. We also got another one from Deontay saying, #1 fan. Appreciate that. With double super chats coming in, you love to see it. And with this in particular, I mean, these coins are worth a heck of a lot of money right now. And they lost 36% of their assets. That was the overall consensus, the overall summary of what happened here as a result of this hack. Now, the people, of course, being held accountable who committed the hack, I think that's very important towards stopping future attacks like this. But it's also important to see where that money goes. Now, I think the Justice Department is going to make sure that people do get their money back because it is their money. It's not like this is just the company's money and they can choose or choose not. It is their money. They should be owed a percentage of it. We'll see what happens. I'll keep you updated on it. And hopefully it will not take long for them to resolve this, because oftentimes these things do take quite a while, and it shouldn't. I mean, at the end of the day, what we need to see is a Justice Department that actually works for the people and to help cryptocurrency, rather than a Justice Department that's working against it, or just the government in general. We want them to be promoting it. If they do that, there will be massive benefits to people who are currently holding crypto now and to the world, because crypto is a much better system than what we've had. If there's people right now in the government who are saying, I'm part of the government, but at the same time, I don't really have enough power to change things. I don't like the way it's being run right now. I don't like the constant printing of money that we don't have, the constant spending. Well, you should be pushing for crypto from the inside. Make sure the other government officials are not capable of stopping it. Because if you're doing the right thing, if you're doing what's good for the people, you know helping crypto is helping the world. And it's helping the United States in particular right now as a result of what's happening. But the China economy is doing really bad too. They need crypto now more than ever, and yet it's banned there. Very, very, very upsetting for the people in China, I imagine. I mean, as it should be. But it's pretty disgusting what's happening right now in terms of freedom being taken away in certain parts of the world. Now, technology playing a role in that, but not crypto technology, which is an important note there. Elon Musk also saying on target, first stage landed. Take a look. I mean, it's incredible just to see these rockets land on their own. I mean, he's making it look easy now. Just wait until you see Starship doing this. I mean, it's much more expensive, each Starship that you crash. But even still, I mean, you can crash 10 Starships and still be less expensive than one NASA mission. which is kind of ironic, but I mean, it is what it is. Modern historians don't over-romanticize the Vikings. It's wrong and dangerous. Elon Musk weighing in on that as well. I mean, yeah, the Vikings, pretty bad people. They're basically just robbers. They're like pirates. Now, I mean, it is kind of cool, right? Vikings, the idea of them, but at the end of the day, they're basically just thieves who did bad stuff to people. I mean, it makes sense not to romanticize them too much, even though, I mean, I guess you could romanticize the shows about them or the history of it in some ways. Why not, right? The SpaceX has more active satellites in orbit than the rest of Earth combined, tracking to double the rest of Earth soon. So Elon Musk now has double the satellites of everyone else. Think about how insane that is. One company, that's the power that they have. That's the power of SpaceX. And making sure that we do see the end result come true here of Starlink and Dogecoin collaboration on the world scale happening at a level that we've never seen before. So I'm very excited about that. SpaceX ready for the 30th starting launch of 2022. SpaceX, more active satellites in orbit. When we have high-speed global internet connectivity on a scale we've never seen before, it's going to lead to the next revolution in human evolution. Does that make any sense? The next revolution in human evolution. It sounds cool. I mean, I certainly hope that makes sense. We'll see. Maybe we need someone with a dictionary to tell us if that makes sense or not. But basically what I'm saying is it's going to lead to strides forward where people who don't have access to the internet are now capable of contributing to the internet in a way like we've never seen before. Social media is often very skewed to people who live in the cities. And then you can often have a perception that social media is the view of America, when in reality, it's mostly the view of people in cities, because people outside the cities often don't have high-speed internet and often aren't able to participate in social media the same way as other people are. So once this happens, it could change the entire landscape of public discourse all together forever. So it's exciting, and it's going to be good for Dogecoin especially. Anyway, I'm Matt Wallace. This is Final Stand, and I'll see you